Hello, 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 hello. I'm Lynn Browder, and I have a son, Owen, who is 13 and has autism. We paint together, working on his fine motor skills. He helps me paint the backgrounds of our paintings, and then I paint the rest. So, if you've watched before, there are very few times where I measure things or do something, and this is one of them. I can tell when I started that I was further this direction than that direction. No biggie. We just I kind of have the size that I wanted, but I'm just gonna kind of pull it a little bit more this direction so that I'm a little more going in the order I want. And again, no biggie, because nobody says it has to be right on the evens at any point. So, and what am I doing anyways? So here we are. I am making, I think, a wide cross, and I think it's gonna be a little uneven to begin with, but we're gonna add some flowers to it in a minute, so I know that will change its whole meaning. And it will be as it shall be. It's funny because I had like 20 ways of saying what I was going to try to say, all coming at me at one time, and so I lost my brother in 2021, and it's still, this is 2026. I almost said 2025 because, there we are. This is 2026, and in case it doesn't come up as, when you're scrolling through and you find, just randomly land on me, maybe you need some prayer tonight, or maybe you need a moment. But losing my brother, I think, brought me even closer to, brought me even closer to God. Because I just needed that stability in those moments. My brother was just, it's still devastating. It's still dramatic. It's still, and we can't always calm our heart, but we can find peace in God. And that's what I kept having to do. So here I am years later, and today was one of those days that I needed to find peace. And so I prayed and I prayed and I prayed before I started this. And I just knew that I had to kind of work through some of these moments, and not stress over so many things that I tend to stress over. And I was missing my brother a lot today. And so before I started to paint, in fact, literally hours ago, I started praying. I'm getting goosebumps because, God is almighty here. I prayed for answers. I prayed for what I should paint tonight. And that's why I say it doesn't, like, where it is on this doesn't matter. And if it's uneven, if it's not in our, moment, because life is completely uneven, and life is completely, like, we've had these storms, snow storms. We've gotten out a couple of times, but it's just been one thing after another. And, that's the life of it. We have to look at the storm, look at the way that life is, and just continue to remember that God's faithful in these moments, that we are second guessing our, moments, or something is really rough that day, or, I was about to cry a river of tears today because some days Owen does not let me think. He just keeps going. He just keeps asking me questions. Or if I am trying to eat or take my medicine, or do something that he is struggling with, he will just, like, keep repeating and screaming at me while I'm doing it. And so, it's exhausting. It's exhausting some days to try to keep ahead of what his emotions are for me. And that's where I found myself numerous times today, is just trying to keep ahead of his emotions. And he started talking about the 11th. And he has many appointments on the 11th coming up. And I thought he was talking about those because they've been heavy on his mind today. And so he asked me a lot about them. And so that's what I thought that was about. And he said May 11th, and that's my birthday. And he's learned it. I mean, he's been learning about people's birthdays and celebrating holidays and celebrating it, just, it's beautiful. It's beautiful to see him wanting to celebrate things. And he asked for his birthday party. And I just thank God for him being able to recognize these important moments in time for others, and to actually, like, be excited about this, his birthday and what's coming up, and my birthday, and he said that he he wanted to go get fish on my birthday, which means he wants to go to a particular restaurant, which, again, life isn't always just flat. It's hard, it's emotional, it's well fought, it's challenging, it's like nothing we've ever experienced before because it's new to us, it's different for us, it's life. And here he is able to tell me these moments, and that's what this is all about. That's what we have to remember, is that not everybody can tell you exactly how they feel or what they mean. They may not be able to use their words to express their love or something. Because of limitations or their own mind. I'm talking a lot about me, it's your own doubts, your own thoughts, the things. And I look at Owen, and he has come so incredibly far. And for him to be able to want to celebrate these moments, I thank God, because it's through his grace that he gave me strength. He gave Owen words. And Owen was able to share that moment. So we don't always have everything like written in stone or right there. I want to add more color. Sometimes it just has to get messy. It just has to. Because that's what shows us in life, So, this is just paint. But this story is here because Owen helped me paint this. He helped me do the background of this. And so life isn't just about one moment. I asked God when my brother died to take me and mold me and use me and help me and guide me and through some of the hardest days of my life. And they're still there. They're still there. But Owen always seems to have this knack for being able to explain the world to me. So never give up in those moments. Just keep pushing through. Not what I was going for, but that's where I'm at. So, I stand in this moment where the cross and I know that it's going to be okay. Okay, before I cover the whole thing up, I do that sometimes. I get too emotional about them. We do O for Owen. And then L and B. There we go. All right. Thanks so much for watching and being a part of our day. Toodles, toodles.